The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the dimly lit streets as I stepped out of the car in my crimson dress. Prom night was finally here, and the excitement coursing through my veins was palpable. My heart raced as I made my way towards the grand entrance of the opulent mansion where the event was being held. The mansion loomed before me, its windows adorned with tattered curtains that swayed gently in the wind. The sight sent a shiver down my spine, but I brushed it off as nerves. My friends Sarah and Mark were right behind me, their laughter and chatter blending with the soft strains of music that drifted from within. We were ready to dance the night away, leaving behind the stresses of high school for a few fleeting hours. As I entered the mansion, I was greeted by the grandeur of the ballroom. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, casting a dazzling display of light across the dance floor. Couples twirled and swayed to the music, their laughter filling the air. Everything seemed perfect, almost magical, until a strange sensation settled over me like a heavy fog. I glanced around, my eyes locking onto a figure standing by the refreshments table. His face was obscured by the shadows, but something about his presence sent a chill through me. I nudged Sarah, nodding in his direction. She raised an eyebrow and smirked. "Looks like someone's got a secret admirer," she teased, nudging me back. I laughed nervously, dismissing the feeling as mere paranoia. We joined the dance floor, and for a while the unease faded as I lost myself in the music and the company of my friends. As the night wore on, though, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me. The masked stranger seemed to be everywhere I turned. Whenever I looked his way, he was there, his eyes fixed on me. I couldn't make out his features, but his gaze was intense, almost predatory. It was as though he was drawing me in, a moth to a flame. I excused myself from the dance floor, claiming I needed some fresh air. The mansion's garden was bathed in moonlight, the scent of roses mingling with the cool breeze. I leaned against a marble pillar, closing my eyes and trying to calm my racing heart. But when I opened them again, I nearly screamed. The masked man stood inches from me, his presence so close I could feel his breath on my skin. My heart thundered in my chest as I stumbled back, my voice caught in my throat. He extended a gloved hand towards me, the fingers curling as though beckoning me to take it. "May I have this dance?" His voice was a low, melodic whisper that sent shivers down my spine. I shook my head, my voice finally finding its strength. "No, thank you. I need to go back inside." His lips curled into a smile beneath the mask, his eyes never leaving mine. But the night is young and the music calls to us. Panic surged through me, and I turned to flee, but a strong grip caught my wrist. I struggled against his hold, my heart pounding in my chest. "Let go of me." He tightened his grip, his gloved fingers digging into my skin. Why run from something so beautiful? Embrace the darkness that lurks within. Adrenaline surged through me, and with all the strength I could muster, I yanked my arm away and bolted towards the mansion. I burst through the doors, gasping for breath as I scanned the crowd for my friends, but they were nowhere to be found. The music had taken on an eerie quality, the melodies twisting and warping into something haunting. The once jovial atmosphere had transformed into a nightmarish dance of shadows. Couples swayed and spun, their movements unnatural and disjointed, and there, in the center of it all, was the masked man, his figure illuminated by the moonlight streaming through a broken window. I stumbled back, my heart in my throat, as the realization struck me. The masked man was controlling them, puppeteering their every move. His eyes met mine once more, and a cruel smile played on his lips as he gestured for me to join them. "No!" I screamed, my voice echoing through the room. "Leave me alone!" But his power was undeniable. The others on the dance floor turned towards me, their faces contorted in grotesque smiles as they shambled towards me. I turned and sprinted towards the exit, my fear fueling my desperate escape. The mansion seemed to twist and turn around me, the walls closing in as though the very building itself wanted to keep me trapped. I burst through the front doors, stumbling out into the moonlit night. I didn't stop running until I reached the main road where I collapsed, gasping for air. I looked back at the mansion, my mind reeling from the horrors I had witnessed. The masked man stood in the doorway, his silhouette framed by the darkness within. And then he lifted a hand and waved, his fingers curling in a slow, mocking gesture. Prom night had gone terribly wrong, and the nightmares of that night would haunt me forever. The memory of those twisted, puppet-like dancers, and the haunting presence of the masked man would forever be etched into my mind. I knew that I had narrowly escaped a fate worse than death, and as I walked away from that accursed mansion, I prayed that I would never encounter that sinister figure again.